after the violent protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act in Uttar Pradesh left 20 people dead, several videos have now emerged in the last couple of days, with the internet services being given some amount of relief, some amount of restoration in areas, and that's really showed us what happened in the last 10 odd days. Even though there was violence that unfolded across many cities in Uttar Pradesh, what one can see now that it wasn't just limited to what the protesters were doing. There are two videos, viewers, that have left us shocked. Two videos that primarily involves the UP police. In video number 1, this has emerged from Kanpur. Around a dozen cops can be seen entering a narrow lane and vandalizing the parked cars. Look at that visual. These are men in uniform. In video number 2, which has emerged from Muzaffarnagar's Khalapur area, this shows cops tampering with CCTV cameras. Now, one would want to ask, why would a policeman, any policeman, want to disconnect or vandalize or destroy a CCTV that's usually used by law enforcers and protectors of law to probe crime and catch the criminals? Now let's take a look at the Kanpur video first, and Gauri in fact is joining us from the newsroom with more details on what can really be seen here. Gauri?
Right, extremely shocking video actually coming in from the city of Kanpur. We'll put that video out for our viewers there. You can see police personnel as well as RF personnel breaking parked cars, attacking them with their sticks, with the back of their guns. There you can see a policeman attacking cars, parked vehicles, someone's private property, attacked by police personnel. Again, you can see this cop is approaching a car just parked there and attacking it with a stick. There you can see we are freezing it. We are highlighting this particular cop who is basically behaving like a vandal. There you can see how he is attacking this car, breaking the windows, breaking the glasses of this particular car. And now this entire sequence will show our viewers again how these cops, these RAF personnel are going on a rampage, complete rampage. It's a narrow lane in the city of Kanpur, and they are using sticks, they are using guns to break the windows, the glasses of parked vehicles, someone's private property. This is how the UP cops are behaving in the city of Kanpur, a violence-hit city right now. See, this is the kind of policing UP personnel are doing. See, they are using sticks, they are using guns, breaking window, breaking glasses of parked vehicles. This is the video coming in from Kanpur. Now, another video has also come. That video is actually from Muzaffar-Nagar. Now, in this video, basically, this is a CCTV feed, just to explain to our viewers. And there you can see two different angles of the same place. And you can see a cop. We have highlighted that particular cop. He's entering the premises with a stick in his hands. Now you can see he will enter and he will see where the CCTV camera is and will hit that CCTV camera repeatedly. See how he hits it repeatedly, and after that, that camera went off, it got disconnected and the feed stopped. This is how UP cops are behaving in Muzaffar-Nagar. CCTV visuals there we have accessed. See, now the feed has gone completely. That police personnel actually destroyed the CCTV which was installed in that premises. CCTVs basically, as you were mentioning, Tanvi, are used extensively in probe to spot criminals, to understand the nature, the location and the time of a crime. But here you can see a UP cop actually destroying that CCTV. Why? We don't know.
We don't know, and that's a question that the UP police has to answer us. Yes, you have all the right to respond with aggression when the rioters are running amok and responding with violence or attacking you or using their guns on you. Yes, you have the right to crack down on these rioters at that point, then to penalize them, to fine them for the damage to the property, to name and shame these rioters. But what happens when the policemen, when the men in uniform themselves begin to behave like this? And I don't understand, like Gauri was also saying, what are the cops really trying to do here? Are these cars that they're smashing attacking the cops? Were they throwing stones at cops that the police had to respond in self-defense? Are these bikes that are being destroyed by the cops attacking and throwing stones at the cops that they had to act in such kind of self-defense? Why are men in uniform behaving like vandals, like criminals? will be the big question that we will ask tonight here on the special broadcast of the Urban Debate. But before that, I want to bring you some ground reports from Uttar Pradesh. As we get more access via the internet, as our reporters manage to get to some of these places and speak to the people, here is what's happening on ground, what has happened in the last 10 days. In Muzaffarnagar, a timber merchant's house was allegedly attacked by the police. The family members claim that the police barged into the house and thrashed every single family member. According to them, the police also robbed their house and damaged their home appliances. Priyank Tripathi brought us this report.
साहब मैं तो वहाँ लेटा हुआ था। मेरा पोता 13 साढ़े 13 साल का वो यहाँ लेटा हुआ था, नाबालिग। दरवाजे से बहुत जोर की धड़म धड़म की आवाज़ आ रही। मैं उठ के गया, जा कर के मैं दरवाजे के साथ देखो तो पुलिस ही पुलिस बहुत बेनता है। पता नहीं 40 थे 50 थे आदमी, मतलब इतना आदमी सड़क से पल्ली तरफ मुझे नज़र आ रहे हैं और गाड़ियाँ भी नज़र आ रही मुझे खड़ी हुई। कहने लगे दरवाज़ा खोलो, दरवाज़ा खोलो, तलाशी लेंगे। मगर जी मैं चाबी ले आऊँ। मैं एकदम ऊपर गया, मैं बच्चे से बता भाई पुलिस बहुत बेनता है। मेरी पोती जो है जिनको चोट ये मार रखी है, जिनकी शादी थी, वे एकदम रोने झिझाने लगी। इतना में गड़बड़ 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 ऊपर चढ़ गई फूल। और बस मैं हूँ हार्ट का मरीज। मेरे इस कदर 4 आदमी ने लठ मारे, सूझ रहे, हाथ पैर सूझ रहे, मेरी सारी ये सारे मेरे पर 4 आदमी ने। फिर उसके बाद में मेरा बच्चा।
आपको क्यों मारा? आप तो बुजुर्ग हैं आप जी।
फिर मेरा बच्चा था मोहम्मद साजिद, उस पर बजाना शुरू कर। बहुत बेनता है। मैं बोला खुदा के वास्ते ऐसा क्या जुल्म हो गया भाई, क्या बात हो, क्यों मार रहे, क्या बात है। फिर मेरे पर बजाना शुरू कर दिया। फिर हमारी इनकी जो अम्मी है बुढ़िया हज्जन, वो बचा ले भाई भाई ऐसा ना कर, ऐसा। उनको भी देखो सारा यहाँ पे मार रखा है। मेरी पोती है रुकैया, उसका यहाँ से सिर पाड़ रखा है। मेरा पोता है, उसे यहाँ से जब उठा के ले गए, बाहर ले जाकर कहने लगा खड़ा है, बहुत सो लिया। बाहर ले जाकर उसे इतना मारा बहुत ही, उसे देखे ऊपर ही है। तो फिर उसके बाद में उसे वहाँ पुलिस में ले जाकर,
केवल आपके घर को टारगेट किया गया है, बहुत बिगड़।
पुलिस में ले जाके यूँ कह रहे कि मारना मत, हाँ वो घर बंद मत बतलाना किसी को, और मुझे मारा।
रुकिए, कौन लोग थे और क्या हुआ समय?
70-80 पुलिस वाले थे, बहुत ज़्यादा। और एकदम से सारी चीज़ तोड़ के, गेट तोड़ के, दीवार से कूद के अंदर आए और ऊपर के भी सारे गेट ज़बरदस्ती तोड़वा के, तोड़ के ताले अंदर घुस गए। अंदर घुस के कुछ नहीं बताया कि क्या करना है, क्या चाहिए, सबको मारना शुरू कर दिया। इतना बजाया, सबके बहुत ज़्यादा चोटें आई और चाचा के भी इतना खून निकला था जब भी उन्होंने बजाना ही शुरू कर दिया था। छोटे भाई को उठा के लेके गए, वहाँ पे उसको बहुत बजाया।
आपके माथे पे चोट कैसे लगी है?
वो सबके हाथों में लोहे के लकड़ियों के डंडे थे, वो मेरे सिर पे लगा। तो अब्बा के भी उसी से ही बजा रहे थे। और छोटी बहनों के वे तो इतनी डरी हुई है, वो घर आना भी नहीं चाहती। उनके भी बहुत ज़्यादा चोटें हैं। और यहाँ पे सब
आपकी शादी होने वाली है फरवरी में, घर में कई सालों से तैयारियां आपने देखी होंगी, सब कुछ तहस नहस हो चुका है
जी, सब खत्म हो गया, कुछ नहीं बचा। इतने सालों से पापा अब्बा सब तैयारी कर रहे थे, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा, सब खत्म कर दिया, कुछ नहीं बचाया। जेवर उठा के ले गए, पैसे ले गए, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा उन्होंने, सारे चीज़ ले गए।
दिन में यहाँ पे जुलूस निकल रहा था, रात में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि पुलिस वाले घुस गए खत्म?
पता नहीं, दिन में तो रात तक तो सब थोड़ा सा लगा भी था कि सब शांत हो गया। रात को एकदम से जब लेटना शुरू करा, सड़कों पे भी अंधेरा हो चुका था, एकदम से पुलिस वाले इतने घुस गए कि हम किसी की मदद भी नहीं ले पाए।
We have been getting visuals of police brutality in several portions of Uttar Pradesh. Finding that, we have come to Sarvat Road, which is barely few meters away from the Madina Chowk, from where the incident of violence happened. And in the intervening night of Friday and Saturday, what the locals have clearly been showing is the visuals of police brutality. कितने बजे पुलिस वाले आए थे यहाँ पे?
ये पुलिस वाले करीब 10-50 के आसपास आए हैं।
अंदर चले। हाँ।
और उन्होंने, मेरे जो अब्बा हैं, वो यहाँ बैठक में लेटते हैं।
हाँ।
जब खटखट हुई, हमारी आरा मशीन भी है,
हाँ।
बहुत देर खटखट हुई, उन्होंने समझा कोई तख्ते, ये कब्रिस्तान में तख्ते डलते हैं, कि शायद कोई तख्ते लेने आ गया, कोई किसी का इंतकाल हुआ, कोई तख्ते लेने आया। उन्होंने बाहर निकल के देखा तो पुलिस है। उन्होंने कहा तलाशी लेनी है। अब्बा ने कहा चाबी लेके आता हूँ ऊपर से। वो ऊपर गए, मेरा छोटा बेटा लेटता है उनके साथ जो 13 साल का है, और ऊपर गए, हमें बताया कि बहुत सारी पुलिस है, और वो ऊपर गए कि यूँ कह रहे तलाशी लेनी। इतने में हम कुछ कर पाते, पिछला गेट, वो जो पीछे गली में जो गेट है वो तोड़ के फिर अंदर आए, और आते ही ये सब आप देख रहे हैं, सब तोड़ फोड़ शुरू कर दी।
ये इतना सामान इस कमरे में क्यों है, कुछ खास था?
जी जी, मेरी 2 बेटियों की शादी है अगले महीने, ये सब उन्हीं का सामान है।
There you can see these are the gift item for 2 of the girls who were about to get married. As looking at the clock, the time is around 10 o'clock when the clock stopped working.
One of the family member also claims that the police tried to plant evidence, claims that police took his grandson away, forced him to hold a gun. He said that the police also told him to do a signature on a paper and photographed him holding the gun.
मेरा पोता जो है नाबालिग, वो ये कह रहा है उसे पकड़ के ले गए तो पुलिस में बंदूक उठा के लाए, बहुत सी कपड़ों में लिपटी हुई, और मेरे बेटे साजिद को वो मेरा पोता मोहम्मद अहमद बतला रहा कि उसे हाथ में पकड़ा के कह लगे इस पे साइन कर, फोटो उतारें साइन। वो मारा और मार के कह लगे तो कर दे, नहीं तो गोली मार देंगे। तो क्या नाम, फिर उसके बाद में उसको साइन कराए, बंदूक दे के हाथ में, कपड़े में लिपटी हुई, और हाँ जी, और फिर फोटो उतारा उसका।
Planting of evidence is another big allegation which is coming out from Muzaffarnagar.
Many families have actually fled from their homes after this alleged police brutality in Muzaffarnagar. Residents claim that they are now living in fear that they saw police destroying their property.
उस शाम को क्या हुआ था, और भी घर वाले कहाँ पे?
अब तो घर वाले देखो, बच्चे थे रात में यहाँ पे, सब बहुत डर गए हैं। वो सब गांव में चले गए हैं, सब अपने मामा के यहाँ रह रहे हैं, हमारे यहाँ। बहुत ज़्यादा डरे हुए हैं बच्चे, तो यहाँ आने की हिम्मत ही नहीं कर।
दिन में काफी ज्यादा हंगामा हुआ, गोलियां भी चली दोनों तरफ से। शाम को अचानक क्या हुआ?
जब गोलियां चली, पत्थरबाजी हो रही थी, सब अंदर थे, ये तो बच्चे थे, यहाँ कोई था नहीं। फिर रात में बता रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग आए, जिसमें कुछ खाकी वर्दी में थे, कुछ सिविल ड्रेस में थे। उन्होंने आते ही कुछ कहा ना सुना, आते ही तोड़फोड़ कर दी, पूरा घर में तहस नहस कर दिया, सब सामान, गाड़ी पूरी खत्म कर दी।
Post 2013, these are once again the visuals which are grim reminder of what this city of Muzaffarnagar has seen. More and more evidence of police brutality is coming out from the streets of Muzaffarnagar, which saw violence happening on Friday evening. Later to that, on the intervening night of Friday and Saturday, many of these houses were targeted by the UP police personnel in order to arrest those suspects who could have been behind the violence. But the big question is that if the state government is talking about giving compensation in the name of the public property which has been destroyed, what about the private property which is being destroyed and robbed by the men?
That's the ground report that Priyank Tripathi got for us today. You heard the voices. It's up to the police, it's up to the UP government now to investigate these claims. And who else is going to storm into people's homes in khaki and start vandalizing and destroying it in such a manner? It's just very difficult to understand. And then we showed you those 2 videos. That's going to be the basis of our conversation tonight. Now, before I go across to our panelists, let's say good evening to Vinay Tiwari, our managing editor, joining me in our studios. And Vinay, before we put the spotlight on those 2 videos that we showed at the beginning and Gauri was describing them, you know, your view and what you make of the reports that we've got from Muzaffarnagar. Muzaffarnagar, you know it very well, and it's literally a communal cauldron. The last time we saw massive riots was in 2013, but this time it's actually the police on one side and the minorities on the other.
Yes, and I think we need to explain to our viewers how the 2 things that they've seen on our screens till now are interlinked in some ways, or at least need to be seen as interlinked. The first part of what we showed was 2 sequences of visuals which show policemen walking past a street which is fairly empty. There are no rioters on that street. There seems to be no one, there seems to be no trouble. And as they walk along, they break the glasses in the windows of the cars that are parked there. There are, in fact, I must also say that there are more than these two sequences available, some of which we are not putting up on air because they may not be fully verified. But these are verified. They've been shot on the day when the incident happened, and it clearly shows the police targeting inanimate objects like cars and bikes belonging to private people which are simply parked there. You also showed a sequence of CCTV cameras which have been destroyed by the police, and you highlighted this fact which we must stress again, that CCTV is perhaps the best evidence to catch hold of rioters. The big question is, why would a police force in uniform break private property? For the longest time during this battle that has been going on for the last 10-15 days or so, the narrative was whether the police exceeded its brief while handling the rioters, and were the policemen acting in self-defense. Now, I'm willing to say this on record that it is absolutely fine for a police officer to act in self-defense, because if you attack a policeman on duty or if you attack a police station, of course the police has a right to act in self-defense, including even sometimes opening fire. But the two sequences that we've shown have absolutely no provocative aspect to it at all. There is no one on the streets, but they're going and smashing cars and private vehicles. Now read this act of what has been caught on camera with what our reporters have gone on the ground, our network reporters who went to 2 different places today, and where a large number of people are giving virtually identical statements of how their policemen came at night, destroyed their homes. There is one particular family which has lots of white goods and other things they have purchased for their daughter's wedding.
Yes, it's all packed and wrapped and stocked in one room.
And it's all lying completely damaged and vandalized. Now, the question is, why should this not become a matter of inquiry on whether these two separate and seemingly separate things are actually interlinked, that there was a coordinated effort by certain sections of the police, and I'm not saying it was organized or instructed by anybody, but there was certainly a section of the police force which possibly went around destroying private property, and to find out why they did so.
And let's not forget, the video number 2 that we showed is from Muzaffarnagar, where they removed the CCTVs. So the question that is begging to be asked is, did they remove the CCTVs to go and terrorize people inside their own homes, vandalize those homes, and even steal? The lady in that report that Priyank filed for us is saying that they took away the jewelry. Perhaps they couldn't carry the washing machine, otherwise they would have even done that. But they not only vandalized, they even stole, according to this family. Priyank Tripathi is on the phone line with me. Priyank, of course, apart from the rioting and the violence that the police is investigating, what about the evidence that has emerged where the police is in the dock, where the police is being accused of being the vandal?
See, we just spoke to senior officials of Muzaffarnagar, and our colleague have also spoken to the IG of Kanpur range. Both of them have assured that if any complaint is given to them, they will be inquiring into the matter. But we have to look into the larger perspective. You think about the Home Minister of the state or the Chief Minister of the state coming out and talking about revenge. And then what would be the effect of this kind of statement coming out on the morale of police forces who have seen that the rioters have been opening fire on them? So that has resulted to this kind of indiscipline in the UP police, which we have also witnessed in the past, taking out revenge on the cars which are parked on the roadside or trying to destroy public property, and hitting out on women who are mercilessly beaten up by these policemen. We just saw that how a girl who was about to get married was also beaten up while she was trying to save her father. Yeah, we accept this fact that few people of this locality were indulged in rioting, but they were only men. What about women? What about things which are lying inside the house? How is it possible that police men in large number in civil uniform, in civvies and as well as in uniform, barge inside the house and try to vandalize the property? So that clearly shows the psyche of the UP police, which is certainly need to be questioned at this hour. There's much more need to be done for proper policing. Yesterday, we also saw that how Noida police had gone, a 2-step ahead by, apprehending 2 minors in conflict of the law and sending them to juvenile justice board instead of counseling them and telling them that what exactly they should do. So, at many instances, what we have been observing that UP police have gone many steps ahead, which they should not have done, and they have crossed the line at many a time. Back to you.
All right, Priyank, do stay on with me because I will come back to you for one more question. But, when I just coming into what Priyank was saying, and obviously, so far, they have not begun any investigation into this part. They found and identified faces of the rioters, put them on posters, and issued notices to them to come in, and which is all fine. That's the due process, and you must take action against rioters. But the same benchmark should be there for police. Now, why would a police force, why would police personnel do this? Some of them in civil clothes. Why would they go on a rampage like this?
Yes, so I think Priyank made two very important points. One is he said that the police has often been caught in acts of misdemeanor in Uttar Pradesh, and he's right about that. I mean, we've lived a lot of our lives in Uttar Pradesh. We belong to that place. We've also done a lot of work in this, and I can tell you that this is not the first time that the UP police has been caught literally doing acts like this. I mean, now you have benefit of CCTVs and other mobile cameras that shoot a lot of stuff. But I remember even in Kanpur, for instance, the PAC, which is the Provincial Armed Constabulary, the reserve force of UP, it was infamous in the 80s and the 90s for acting in acts of vandalism. More than one inquiry has happened against the PAC officials. The PAC was once accused of actually setting shops on fire themselves. They were actually clicked by certain cameramen having done that. In those days, they were really only still cameramen. The same thing has happened in Western Uttar Pradesh as well in more than one occasion. There was this very famous incident in Meerut that happened that led to the deaths of over 40 people, which became a subject of inquiry. In fact, the court judgment just came about a year back. So the UP police has had a history of indiscipline. Now, in this case, I mean, an inquiry must be done to find out whether, as Priyank says, they were simply indisciplined and just taking out the frustration because the message was to take revenge, or was it more than that? Was it a conspiracy? Was it a selective targeting of certain localities and people? That is important, because if you don't do that, this is exactly the kind of thing that breaks down the trust between a people in a district and the police force. And in any riot or a mob situation, if the police and the people do not have trust on each other, you can pretty much conclude that there will be a successive and a continuing law and order problem next time whenever something, a little bit of a spark can create a problem. Because if people don't trust the police, they get violent and miscreants take advantage of that. So you have to do an impartial inquiry into an incident like this to establish why they did that and who ordered them to do it, or if they were acting on their own, why they should not be punished for it.
So, Priyank, if you're still there, let me ask you this question, because you were there through the day. Is this an example of one home or one family or two family, or just to send a message to the entire area and the community, or was this done at a larger scale where they entered into homes and scared people like this?
One thing, that selective houses were targeted out of, dozens of people who stay there. Only few houses were targeted, which belong to local leaders. And from members, I would say with immense amount of responsibility, that members of a particular committee have been targeted. But at this hour, when the government is still battling to give a clear message to the society that the CAA or the NRC is not against a particular committee, in between that, trying to control a law and order situation is the biggest hurdle for any law enforcing agency. And in between, if they are indulging in something like this, then suddenly the faith of the people will go out of hand. And all this NRC and the CAA protest is only about perception, which has been built up by political leaders in between a particular committee, and that perception battle is being fought by the government. If you talk about the state of Uttar Pradesh, or if you talk about the center, and the government itself is battling to gain the trust of normal individual, their property being vandalized and being targeted, and policemen being caught on camera hitting out on common individual and destroying their public property is making the task of the government very, very difficult. And that is not being understood by the men on the ground, and which need to be dealt very properly. The serious inquiry need to be done in this matter, so that on one side the government can clearly go ahead and tell that whether this particular act is against members of a particular committee or not, and on the other side they need to have faith of these individuals or citizens of the country, which is very much needed.
All right, Priyank Tripathi, thank you so much for bringing us those reports and highlighting, what really went on in Muzaffar-Nagar. Remember, all of last week, even as we speak right now, internet has been shut down in over a dozen towns and cities of Uttar Pradesh, and that's primarily been the state for the last 1 week. What's going on is the big question. Just how did we come to this point, and why is the police acting in such a manner rather than controlling the rioting? Why are they resorting to vandalism themselves? Now, before I go across to our panelists, one more time I want you to listen to these two voices that we got from Muzaffarnagar. Members of a family telling you what they went through, claiming that the police came in and destroyed their home, took away their family member who's now being made an accused in this rioting case. Take a look.
साहब मैं तो वहाँ लेटा हुआ था, मेरा पोता 13 साढ़े 13 साल का वो यहाँ लेटा हुआ था, नाबालिग। दरवाजे से बहुत जोर की धड़म धड़म की आवाज़ आ रही। मैं उठ के गया, जा कर के मैं दरवाजे के साथ देखो तो पुलिस ही पुलिस, बहुत बेनतहा है। पता नहीं 40 थे 50 थे आदमी, मतलब इतना आदमी सड़क से पल्ली तरफ नज़र आ रहे हैं, और गाड़ियाँ भी नज़र आ रही मुझे खड़ी हुई। कहने लगे दरवाज़ा खोलो, दरवाज़ा खोलो, तलाशी लेंगे। मगर जी मैं चाबी ले आऊँ। मैं एकदम ऊपर गया, मैं बच्चे से बता भाई पुलिस बहुत बेनता है। मेरी पोती जो है जिनको चोट ये मार रखी है, जिनकी शादी थी, वे एकदम रोने झिझाने लगी। इतना में गड़बड़ 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 ऊपर चढ़ गई फूल। और बस मैं हूँ हार्ट का मरीज, मेरा इस कदर 4 आदमी ने लठ मारे, सूझ रहे, हाथ पैर सूझ रहे, मेरी सारी ये सारे मेरे पर 4 आदमी ने। फिर उसके बाद में मेरा बच्चा।
आपको क्यों मारा? आप तो बुजुर्ग हैं आप जी।
फिर मेरा बच्चा था मोहम्मद साजिद, उस पर बजाना शुरू कर, बहुत बेनतहा। मैं बोला खुदा के वास्ते ऐसा क्या जुल्म हो गया भाई, क्या बात हो, क्यों मार रहे, क्या बात है। फिर मेरे पर बजाना शुरू कर दिया। फिर हमारी इनकी जो अम्मी है बुढ़िया हज्जन, वो बचा ले भाई भाई ऐसा ना कर, ऐसा। उनको भी देखो सारा यहाँ पे मार रखा है। मेरी पोती है रुकैया, उसका यहाँ से सिर पाड़ रखा है। मेरा पोता है, उसे यहाँ से जब उठा के ले गए, बाहर ले जाकर कहने लगा खड़ा है, बहुत सो लिया। बाहर ले जाकर उसे इतना मारा बहुत ही, उसे देखे ऊपर ही है। तो फिर उसके बाद में उसे वहाँ पुलिस में ले जाकर,
केवल आपके घर को टारगेट किया गया है, बहुत
पुलिस में ले जाके यूँ कह रहे कि मारना मत, हाँ वो घर बंद मत बतलाना किसी को, और मुझे मारा।
तो क्या कौन लोग थे और क्या हुआ समय?
70-80 पुलिस वाले थे, बहुत ज़्यादा, और एकदम से सारी चीज़ तोड़ के, गेट तोड़ के, दीवार से कूद के अंदर आए, और ऊपर के भी सारे गेट ज़बरदस्ती तोड़वा के, तोड़ के ताले अंदर घुस गए। अंदर घुस के कुछ नहीं बताया कि क्या करना है, क्या चाहिए, सबको मारना शुरू कर दिया। इतना बजाया, सबके बहुत ज़्यादा चोटें आई, और चाचा के भी इतना खून निकला था जब भी उन्होंने बजाना ही शुरू कर दिया था। छोटे भाई को उठा के लेके गए, वहाँ पे उसको बहुत बजाया।
आपके माथे पे चोट कैसे लगी है?
वो सबके हाथों में लोहे के लकड़ियों के डंडे थे, वो मेरे सिर पे लगा। तो अब्बा के भी उसी से ही बजा रहे थे, और छोटी बहनों के वे तो इतनी डरी हुई है, वो घर आना भी नहीं चाहती। उनके भी बहुत ज़्यादा चोटें हैं। और यहाँ पे सब
आपकी शादी होने वाली है फरवरी में, घर में कई सालों से तैयारियां आपने देखी होंगी, सब कुछ तहस नहस हो चुका है
जी, सब खत्म हो गया, कुछ नहीं बचा। इतने सालों से पापा अब्बा सब तैयारी कर रहे थे, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा, सब खत्म कर दिया, कुछ नहीं बचाया। जेवर उठा के ले गए, पैसे ले गए, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा उन्होंने, सारे चीज़ ले गए।
दिन में यहाँ पे जुलूस निकल रहा था, रात में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि पुलिस वाले घुस गए खत्म?
पता नहीं, दिन में तो रात तक तो सब थोड़ा सा लगा भी था कि सब शांत हो गया। रात को एकदम से जब लेटना शुरू करा, सड़कों पे भी अंधेरा हो चुका था, एकदम से पुलिस वाले इतने घुस गए कि हम किसी की मदद भी नहीं ले पाए।
Is entering homes and terrorizing women in act of self-defense, is smashing cars and smashing bikes, breaking the CCTVs, an act of self-defense. That's the big question I'm going to be asking tonight here on the Urban Debate. 30 seconds and we'll be back after this break.
Hey, I'm sexy Mr. Brown, a prince who's just been crowned. I can brighten up your day, 'cause I got my money. And that's not funny, my honey. If this isn't extravagant, wait till you see the Kia Carnival.
वो शाम को क्या हुआ था और भी घर वाले कहाँ पे हैं?
अब तो घर वाले देखो, बच्चे थे रात में यहाँ पे, सब बहुत डर गए हैं। वो सब गांव में चले गए हैं, सब अपने मामा के यहाँ रह रहे हैं, हमारे यहाँ। बहुत ज़्यादा डरे हुए हैं बच्चे, तो यहाँ आने की हिम्मत ही नहीं कर
दिन में काफी ज्यादा हंगामा हुआ, गोलियां भी चली दोनों तरफ से। शाम को अचानक क्या हुआ?
जब गोलियां चली, पत्थरबाजी हो रही थी, सब अंदर थे, तो बच्चे थे, यहाँ कोई था नहीं। फिर रात में बता रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग आए, जिसमें कुछ खाकी वर्दी में थे, कुछ सिविल ड्रेस में थे। उन्होंने आते ही कुछ कहा ना सुना, आते ही तोड़फोड़ कर दी, पूरा घर में तहस नहस कर दिया, सब सामान, गाड़ी पूरी ख़त्म कर दी।
Hey, I'm sexy Mr. Brown, a prince who's just been crowned. I can brighten up your day, 'cause I got my money.
And that's not fun, you might hang me.
If this isn't extravagant, wait till you see the Kia Carnival.
Welcome back. We got you two different videos from Muzaffarnagar and Kanpur that shows the police acting like criminals, acting like vandals, smashing cars, smashing bikes. We got you ground reports from Muzaffarnagar where people, locals are claiming that men in uniform, men in civil clothes, policemen barged into their house in the thick of the night, vandalized, destroyed property and even took away some of their jewelry. What's really going on in Uttar Pradesh is the big question. Is this how UP police controls riot? Is smashing cars and bikes and vandalizing homes an act of self-defense? Prakash Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, with me this evening. Piyush Rai, journalist with Times of India. Yogendra Yadav, president with Swaraj India. Yashovardhan Azad, retired IPS officer and ex-CIC. Alok Awasthi, spokesperson for BJP Uttar Pradesh, with me this evening. And I actually want to start off with Mr. Prakash Singh. Mr. Prakash Singh, how do we explain this? How can a police force, act out in such a manner where they don't even think twice before breaking CCTV cameras? They're supposed to be using CCTV cameras for their investigation.
Well, before I comment on the question that you have raised, and without contesting the authenticity of the videos that you are showing, I think it's very unfair on your part to be portraying only those incidents where police have come in bad light, where they are vandalizing public property or where they are doing things they are not supposed to be doing. I wonder if you have shown any episodes where policemen have been completely on the defensive, stones have been thrown at them, chowkis have been burned, police stations have been attacked, police property has been burned down, police vehicles have been torched. I don't know, unless you show both sides of the story, it's not fair. And then you are going entirely by the unilateral version of people affected. Again, I say, I'm not contesting that policemen would have done something wrong at certain places. But when you take only one side of the story, it's not fair to the police, and the version may be, it's maybe a tainted version, exaggerated version. So that is what. Now coming to the point, whatever you have shown, assuming that all that is true, and I have no reasons to disbelieve it, I condemn such incidents. They are reprehensible, and there can be no justification for policemen indulging in such acts. Having said that, I would go ahead and also say that these policemen need to be identified, and it should not be difficult to identify them. And having identified them, appropriate disciplinary action, departmental action should be taken against them, and they must be dealt with.
Mr. Prakash Singh, if I may just point out to you, and maybe you didn't follow, but for the past 1 week, we have shown videos of violence, rioting, buses being burnt, stones being pelted, and police trying to even make announcements on loudspeakers, trying to appeal to people to maintain calm, to step back, instances where they've had resorted to firing in the open. All of that, Mr. Singh, has been reported here on Mirror Now. Now, while I do not question the police in their response when the other side is firing at them or pelting stones at them, I do believe that the police must be questioned when they themselves start to act like hooligans and rioters. I see absolutely no reason why the police would break and smash bikes and cars and vandalize homes or even unplug and break CCTVs, except for the reason that they don't want any of this to be caught on camera. It still gets recorded on somebody's phone. The reason these videos are only emerging now is because there was a complete internet shutdown in that place. People were fearing for their lives, not coming out of their homes, and so these videos are only making it to the national media right now. Now, you may want to disbelieve or raise questions, and that's your choice, sir, over the authenticity of these videos. We had our reporters on ground who even spoke to these families whose homes have been destroyed. Now, either somebody in Muzaffarnagar is wearing khaki uniform and going about in the thick of the night without getting caught anywhere and destroying people's homes and stealing their jewelry and terrorizing them and taking away 14-year-olds into custody. I don't know. Maybe that's happening. It's again for the police to explain to us. Let me ask Mr. Yashovardhan Azad this question. Mr. Azad, what I am wondering is, why would the police act out in such a manner? What's the idea or message here?
Well, let me say at the very outset that I am extremely disturbed with the images you have shown of the police running virtually riot and vandalizing private cars. There is absolutely no justification. No matter what the provocation be, police cannot act like gundas. And this is extremely disturbing, coming especially from a uniformed force. Now, you asked me the reason why this could happen. I mean, this could happen because the police wants to take a revenge. But let me tell you one thing, that this does not have the sanction from the higher authorities. It may be some assortment of these guys who have gone berserk because they have been hit badly. And similarly, I also condemn the acts of violence by the public against public property or the police. But that again is no justification for the police to act like this. And as Mr. Prakash Singh said rightly, that there should be an inquiry and it should not be difficult to identify these policemen and stern action should be taken. But let me tell you that on your channel itself, I think Mr. Tiwari, the managing editor, was telling us about incidents of some actions by the police in the past. Let's not go into the past. I mean, this is an isolated incident which has taken place. An inquiry should certainly be ordered. And again, let me tell you, this doesn't carry any sanction from any higher authorities or anything. But I agree with you. The images are very, very disturbing, and no matter whatever the reasons there are for them to act like this, an inquiry should be done and they should certainly be punished.
Well, I just spoke to Priyank Tripathi, who was in Muzaffarnagar through the day and speaking to people. He also spoke to the local police, to the senior officials of police department in Muzaffarnagar, and they've actually not yet begun any investigation. They say somebody files a complaint, maybe we will look at it, but so far they have not started any investigation. And Alok Awasthi, I'm just wondering why. It's a very good thing that the UP police has identified so many rioters, put up posters. It's a very good thing you're naming and shaming those who are destroying public property and you are asking them to pay for it. But should the benchmark not be same even for policemen when they destroy property?
तन्वी जी, सरकार किसी भी तरह की हिंसा बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगी। और जहाँ तक कि पुलिस कर्मियों की बात आई है, उसमें कुछ पिक्चर्स कहीं बाहर से भी आई हैं, कुछ यहाँ की भी आई हैं। एसआईटी का गठन किया गया है, हर जिले में एसआईटी का गठन किया गया है। फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट्स को भी रखा गया है जो हर तरीके की हिंसा की जांच करेगी। तो जो भी प्रथम दृष्टया दोषी पाए जाएंगे, हम उन पर कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं। लेकिन तन्वी शुक्ला जी, आज मीडिया को मैं बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि मीडिया की वजह से कितने फोटोग्राफ्स पुलिस को मिले हैं हिंसक करने वालों के, हम उनकी वजह से उनको पकड़ पा रहे हैं। इसीलिए मीडिया के भी वो दुश्मन है। वो उन्होंने पहले मीडिया की मोबी वैन जलाई लखनऊ के अंदर, मीडिया के कैमरे तोड़े हर जिले में, मीडिया के कर्मियों को पीटा है उन्होंने। 700 फायर हुए, 700 बुलेट्स के खोखे बरामद किए हैं पुलिस ने। आपको ये भी देखना होगा कि 250 पुलिस वाले घायल हैं, जिसमें से 62 पुलिस वालों को गोलियां लगी हैं। पुलिस ने बहुत संयम का परिचय दिया है। अगर पुलिस उत्तेजित होकर के फायरिंग करती तो सैकड़ों हजारों की संख्या में लोग मारे जाते हैं, लेकिन पुलिस को मैं बधाई देना चाहता हूं, उन्होंने संयम का परिचय दिया। उनके लोग मारे गए, उनके सामने उनके लोगों को गोलियां लगी, उन्होंने जो है अपना आपा नहीं खोया है। 19 लोग मारे गए हैं पुलिस, उसमें से सिर्फ एक आदमी पुलिस की गोली से मारा गया है। 18 लोग जो मारे गए हैं उसमें जो है नॉन प्रोहिबिटेड बोर के उनके जो बुलेट पाए गए हैं, उनकी पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट आ चुकी है। साफ साफ बात है कि दंगाई पूरी तरीके से लैस थे। उन्होंने गोलियां चलाई, उन्होंने बम चलाए, उन्होंने पत्थर चलाए और उन्होंने अपनी आइडेंटिटी छुपाने के लिए मुंह में कपड़ा बांध करके प्रदर्शन किया। ये कौन लोग हैं जो देश में शांतिपूर्वक प्रदर्शन करने का सबको अधिकार है लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से, आप अपनी बात कह सकते हैं। लेकिन सुनियोजित रूप से सीसीटीवी कैमरे को तोड़ा गया, पुलिस के ऊपर फायरिंग करके रोका गया, बच्चों को आगे किया गया,
पता कैसे करेंगे ये लोग कौन है?
एक तरीके से देश को दंगे की आग में डालने जाते हैं।
अरे लेकिन आप पता कैसे करेंगे ये लोग कौन है? पुलिस ने खुद ही सीसीटीवी तोड़ दिया।
नहीं, देखिए इस समय काफी लोग पकड़े गए हैं, फोटोग्राफ्स हैं, फोटोग्राफर्स की फोटोग्राफ है हम लोगों के पास, ड्रोन कैमरे की फोटोग्राफ्स हमारे पास, और इसके अलावा तमाम पब्लिक के भी किए हुए वीडियोस हमारे पास है, जिसके आधार पर सरकार कार्रवाई कर रही है। हमने यूपी सरकार ने सबसे ज्यादा पहल करके इन्हीं दंगाइयों से इनकी संपत्ति कुर्क करके हम पैसों की भरपाई करेंगे। जिन लोगों का नुकसान हुआ है उनकी भरपाई भी हम करेंगे।
तो पुलिस ने जहां दंगा किया उसका क्या?
आग लगाने की इजाजत।
देखिए अवस्थी जी, एक बात मैं साफ कर देती हूँ, हमारे इस शो के स्टार्टिंग में मेरे मैनेजिंग एडिटर ने भी यही बात करी, मैंने भी यही बात की। एक बार और हमारे सारे पैनलिस्ट के लिए ये मैं बात साफ कर देती हूँ, जहां पे दंगा हो रहा है, जिसने भी वायलेंस किया, जिसने गोली चलाई, पुलिस पे पत्थर फेंका, उसको पकड़िए। उसके साथ जो लॉ में लिखा है वही पनिशमेंट उसको मिलनी चाहिए, उसके साथ वही हशर होना चाहिए। पुलिस को अपने सेल्फ डिफेंस में जब सामने से कोई गोली चला रहा है, जो एक्शन लेना है, जो लॉ में लिखा है वो करे, वो सही बात है, उस पर कोई सवाल नहीं उठा रहा। मैं नहीं बोल रही यहां पे बैठ के कि पुलिस ने ब्रुटैलिटी की, करिए। कौन लोग आए, बांग्लादेश से आए, पाकिस्तान से आए, श्रीलंका से आए, या वही मुजफ्फरनगर में बैठे थे, कानपुर में बैठे थे, वो आपका काम है पता करना है, करिए। मेरा सवाल ये है कि जब पुलिस ऐसे बिहेव करने लगेगी तो बाकी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का क्या होगा? पुलिस जब गाड़ियों को तोड़ने लगेगी, लोगों को उनके घरों में घुस के डराने लगेगी, तो बाकी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का क्या होगा? आप उसका जवाब दीजिए मुझे कि इन पुलिस वालों का भी क्या शक्ल पोस्टर पे नहीं छप के उनसे पैसा मांगना चाहिए?
देखिए, एक आध घटना अगर यूपी में कहीं हुई होगी, हमने पहले भी आपसे पहले बात ही कहा था कि एसआईटी का गठन किया गया है हर जिले में और वो जांच कर रही है। अगर वहाँ पे कोई इस तरह के लोग पाए जाएंगे तो उनको भी हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं, उनको भी दंडित करेंगे। लेकिन मैं साफ साफ कहना चाहता हूँ, देश में हिंसा का दुष्प्रचार कौन करना चाह रहा है? आपने देखा होगा कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्षा और उनके पूर्व अध्यक्ष ने जिनको झूठ बोलने के आधार पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट माफी मांगनी पड़ी है, उन्होंने साफ साफ कहा है टीवी के ऊपर कि सन 1971 से आपके कागज मांगे जाएंगे। सीएए में कहाँ कागज मांगने की बात हो रही है? देश को गुमराह करके कहे कांग्रेस पार्टी किस तरीके से प्रदर्शन अपना करना चाहती है। देश की सबसे पुरानी पार्टी है और उनके अध्यक्षा और उनके पूर्व अध्यक्ष और श्रीमती प्रियंका वाड्रा किसी ने भी हिंसा की निंदा नहीं करी है, कहीं हिंसक करने वाले लोगों को रोका नहीं है, कहीं पे उनसे अपील नहीं करी है, उल्टे उनको भड़काया है, बहकाया है कि आपसे 71 के कागज मांगे जाएंगे, आपकी दादी कहां पैदा हुई थी उसके कागज मांगे जाएंगे, जबकि सीएए देश की नागरिकता देने की बात करता, लेने की बात करता ही नहीं है। तो निश्चित रूप से इन पॉलिटिकल पार्टियों को भी बेनकाब करने की जरूरत है मीडिया को, कि जो जिस तरीके से लोगों ने जो देश को गुमराह किया है,
देश को गुमराह किया उन्होंने। फिर अब आप कहेंगे कि आपकी पुलिस कह रही है कि बांग्लादेश से लोग आए हैं दंगा करने के लिए, कल तक मालदा से आए थे, आज बांग्लादेश से आ गए हैं। वो आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए, आपकी पुलिस है, आपकी सरकार है, आप पता करके हमें बताएंगे कि किसने दंगा किया। वो सवाल मैं आपसे नहीं पूछ रही हूँ। बट योगेंद्र यादव, what will we say about a state and law and order in a state where the police itself is caught on camera resorting to vandalism? How does anybody trust anything they say?
Then before Mr. Awasthi spoke, we had a very sensible discussion And I would take someone like Prakash Singh ji very seriously, because he has led the struggle for police reforms with an integrity which is unmatched in this country. He is correct to say that, look, we should be balanced, and indeed you have been balanced. Yes, of course, it is the duty of police force. They work in very difficult situations. It is their duty to prevent violence. It is their duty to disperse the crowd when it gets violent. And if that is what they had done, we should not be objecting to it. Sitting from outside, we cannot judge these things. I agree with all that. The trouble is that the manner in which Uttar Pradesh police has acted in the last 7 or 10 days cannot be called acting either to disperse the crowd or acting in self-defense. That is not what they were doing. I had an occasion to visit Meerut yesterday. I went to considerable length to understand what led to firing, how exactly it happened, and then I've read up on what happened in other places. It is quite clear, sir, it's my assessment, but I would defer to the judgment of people like Prakash Singh ji, who know infinitely more than I do. My own judgment, sir, is that police was not dispersing the crowd. In order to disperse the crowd, you don't have to get into gullies and chase them. You don't have to fire onto the crowd inside the gullies, which have nothing to do with where the action was taking place. What struck me looking at Meerut yesterday and reading the reports from all other places was a sense of revenge. इन्हें सबक सिखाना है, इनसे बदला लेना है. And these are not my words. And that's where I would disagree with the second panelist who said these are, things done by some minor policeman, etc. No, sir, that's not the case. We actually miss the picture if we don't see that. It is the chief minister of the state who is saying badla lenge. Now remember, this word does not exist in our jurisprudence. You cannot do that. Others can do it. 2 gundas on the street can do badla. But if one of them is in uniform, you have no business to get into badla. This is exactly what the police was doing. They were taking revenge. Everything fits into it. Chasing people even after the crowd has disappeared, that's badla. Going to homes, vandalizing, that's badla. Torturing children, we have had a report, I'm sure you would have spoken about it.
Yes.
Torturing children who are 14-year-old, 13-year-old, making them spend time with adults, which is illegal, and then making them witness torture, etc. All this smacks of an attitude, which is an attitude that's not of a police force. It is not an attitude of a responsible uniformed officers. It is the attitude which is encouraged by political dispensation from the top. We have that audio, I'm sure you would have discussed that on your shows, where no less than a superintendent of police is saying, Chief Minister साहब से बात हो गई है, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो दंगाई हो मारो, ऐसा मारो कि उनको याद रहे, उनको देखने वालों को याद रहे. कोई वीडियो बनाता है, चिंता मत करना, मैं देख लूंगा. This is what is being said. Now, this is why we are discussing it. If it is one policeman, 15 policemen doing something silly, then we can always do something about that.
दंगाइयों के साथ क्या व्यवहार होना चाहिए? पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी बचानी चाहिए उनसे, उनको सजा देनी चाहिए, या उनको आपके अनुसार फूल देना चाहिए, उनकी पूजा करनी चाहिए और पुल पिटना चाहिए? आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
अवस्थी जी, अगर आप इस शो के एंकर बन गए हैं तो बधाई हो. मैं अब आपको जवाब दे देता हूं, बाद में तन्वी कुछ कह लेंगी. पहली बात, मुझे आप हिंदुस्तान का एक कानून बता दीजिए जिसमें लिखा हो कि रात तक कांस्टेबल ये फैसला कर सकता है कि कौन अपराधी है और उसको रात को सजा दे सकता है. दूसरी बात, जब पुलिस वाले किसी के घर में रात 12 बजे घुसते हैं, क्या उस वक्त वहां दंगा हो रहा होता है? क्या पुलिस सेल्फ डिफेंस कर रही होती है? आप मुझे बताइए, जब 14 साल के बच्चे को टॉर्चर किया जाता है, क्या पुलिस दंगाइयों को सजा दे रही है? इन सवालों का जब तक हम दबाव नहीं देंगे, इस तरह की सस्ती राजनीतिक बातचीत से कुछ हासिल नहीं होगा. ये अपने देश के नागरिक हैं. कम से कम न्यूनतम बात जो आप लोगों को समझना चाहिए, और मैं देख के बहुत हैरान हूं कि हम अपने देश के नागरिक के बारे में भाषा बोलते हैं, प्रधानमंत्री तक ऐसी भाषा बोलते हैं. अवस्थी जी, मैं आपको कैसे दोष दूं जो परसों तक झूठ बोलते थे, और कम से कम झूठ वाले सवाल पे तो अवस्थी जी आपको एक हफ्ता तक तो मौन व्रत रखना चाहिए। शाह जी ने और मोदी जी ने जिस तरह का सस्ता झूठ बोला और जैसे रंगे हाथों वो पकड़े गए, आप लोग एक हफ्ता मौन व्रत क्यों नहीं रखते अब उसके बाद?
Mr. Yadav, if I can just come back to the conversation we were having,
किस बात की झूठ की बात कर रहे हैं?
We are at the edge of, you know, slipping down a political fight that I don't want you to get embroiled with Alok Avasthi as well. If I can come back to the point. Today you and many others have demanded a judicial probe. Now, what is, you know, pushing you to ask for this judicial probe? Do you believe that there are excesses, or police is even responding to this kind of vandalism because that's the message they're interpreting from the top? That's the message they think they got from the Chief Minister?
Yes, we have asked for a judicial probe, not only into how the police acted, but also into the crowd violence. The entire episode, there should be an independent, credible probe, ideally by the monitored by the Supreme Court. It should look at the entire situation. I don't see how anyone can oppose a demand of that kind. If 18 people have died, minimally, even if everything said by the government is correct, minimally, we should verify these things. The country needs answers to something of this kind. The reason why we have asked for it is, number one, as I said, use of force far in excess of what was happening on the ground. B, the sheer number of arrests and detentions that have taken place, more than 1,000 persons arrested, more than 5,500 detentions, 30,000 persons anonymously named in FIRs. The reason why I ask for probe is incidents of torture, incidents of the kind of attack the police has done. All these things require a thorough probe. If the probe finally shows, all right, they were facing a situation which was so bad at midnight that they had no option except to break into that house, well enough, then the country would know. So we want a independent probe.
Yes.
And I would also say, whatever has happened, assuming a rioter was involved, once that person dies, should the person's relatives not be allowed to take the dead body home? This was not allowed.
Okay.
Are we dealing with these people as human beings? Or have we assumed
Mr. Yadav,
that there already are two
many
categories of
cases,
citizens in this country?
When such kind of violence unfolds, you know, there are questions that are raised and a bigger demand for scrutiny of police action. Mr. Azad, I see your hand, but if you will just give me a couple of minutes, because I have Piyush Rai, our TOI correspondent and journalist with us, joining us from Lucknow, and I don't know for how long we'll have him before the internet gets snapped in the capital city of Uttar Pradesh again. So if I can just go to him first. Piyush, and you've been tracking, you know, what's going on in the state of Uttar Pradesh. From your interaction with the law enforcement, is there a feeling that you get that, you know, the attitude has changed since the time Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister made that remark about revenge?
No, Tanvi, not that I think of, because what happened, the absolutely shocking thing that happened in Muzaffarnagar, where khaki-clad men entered houses and ransacked houses, and they were thrashing women and elderly. So it was before there was any call for retribution or revenge, allegedly made by the Chief Minister of the state in some or the other form, in which form maybe. But the way, the callous attitude of the police department, especially in some places, because violence happened at in so many places in Western Uttar Pradesh, including Meerut, where I was at the ground zero, and there was obviously no particular crackdown on the lines of Muzaffarnagar at other places. I don't know what happened, what went royally wrong in Muzaffarnagar. Muzaffarnagar has a young IPS as SSP who is known for his public friendly approach towards policing, and this kind of attitude of the UP police department, especially at some pockets and very sensitive pockets of Uttar Pradesh, it's very surprising to me.
Okay, so that's one, obviously, like you were referred to the instance that has come from Muzaffarnagar, where we went into detail, we met people and spoke to people on ground as well. The other one from Kanpur, where they are destroying CCTV visuals. Now, Kanpur is the other city, viewers, where there has been a lot of unrest and violence has unfolded in the last 1 week. That also begs, you know, a significant amount of investigation into what the police was doing at that point. Yes, Piyush, what about that?
Yeah. you very rightly raised that particular thing because there have been so many videos, some of them unverified as well, some coming from very verified sources, that police indulged in violence themselves. So how is a state force a responsible force when it is resorting to violence to counter violence? Nobody is condoning what the mob did.
Yes.
But what has the police done? They are seen vandalizing cars. Obviously they are saying that 62 policemen have got bullet injuries. Or obviously everybody has sympathy for law enforcement agencies. But the fact that 19, reportedly 23 people lost their lives from the protesters' side. So how do you justify that? Obviously, the violence was from both the sides. And if you look at this, at some places, especially in Meerut, Muzaffarnagar, in Bijnor, in Sambal, it was more like a guerrilla war, and police resorted to firing as well. Like, some footages have emerged that there were miscreants among mob who fired. So the fact that, why I don't trust the official version only because on day one, DGP said that there was no police firing. From that point to till today, Bijnor SSP has already said that one person died in police firing, and that was obviously self-defense. Now, Meerut SSP has also said that they had fired 9 rounds on that particular day. So, how does a police chief justify that when he has come out on record to say that there was no police firing, and then there are instances of police firing coming out, and more the internet ban has ensured that these videos or these footages or these evidence they don't crop up on time, and they have that particular buffer period where they can act and suppress it. So the feedback that is coming from Muzaffarnagar, there are images, there are videos, there are testimonies of police brutality.
Yes.
So how does one justify that?
Okay, Alok Awasthi ji wants to respond to that.
देखिए, जहाँ तक डीजीपी के बयान की बात ये कर रहे हैं, डीजीपी का जब बयान आया था उस समय तक कोई भी फायरिंग नहीं हुई थी, बात सही है। लेकिन जब हिंसा बढ़ेगी और हिंसा को रोकने के लिए अगर आप पावर टियर गैस से वो नहीं रुक रहे, वो वाटर कैनन से नहीं रुक रहे और क्या कहते हैं लाठीचार्ज से नहीं रुक रहे, तो हवाई फायरिंग करनी पड़ती है। कई जगहों पे हवाई फायरिंग हुई है और बिजनौर में एक आदमी पुलिस की गोली से मरा भी है। लेकिन आपको ये भी यहाँ पर देखना चाहिए कि अगर उस भीड़ को पुलिस नहीं रोकती तो कितने लोगों की जान और माल को खतरे में डालती, कितने पब्लिक के लोगों को नुकसान होता, कितना उन्होंने सरकारी संपत्ति का नुकसान किया, यहाँ तक कि प्राइवेट व्हीकल पत्रकारों के जलाए गए, वकीलों के जलाए गए, जनता के जलाए गए। क्या उनको रोकना पुलिस का धर्म नहीं है? अगर पुलिस वो काम नहीं करती तो आज पुलिस कटघरे में खड़ी होती।
नहीं, एक मिनट अवस्थी जी, मुझे थोड़ी कंफ्यूजन है यहाँ पे डेट्स पे, क्योंकि जो वीडियोस हमारे पास निकल के आए उनमें से कुछ 20 तारीख के भी हैं और डीजीपी का स्टेटमेंट भी 20 से 21 को ही दिया गया था।
21 की सुबह में डीजीपी का बयान आया था।
हाँ, और वीडियोस है 20 तारीख के।
टाइमिंग्स का अंतर है। 20
तारीख के वीडियोस है, 21 तारीख का बयान है अवस्थी जी।
जी, मैं कह रहा हूँ पुलिस।
अब हम कहें कि पहले उन्होंने कहा कि बिल्कुल फायरिंग नहीं हुई, फिर पुलिस ने कहा कि सिर्फ सेल्फ डिफेंस में फायरिंग की, फिर पुलिस ने कहा नहीं सिर्फ हवा में फायरिंग की। मैं इसीलिए मैंने ये शुरू में भी बोला कि इससे सिर्फ ये जाहिर हो रहा है कि पुलिस की बात पे बिलीव करना मुश्किल है। उन्होंने फायरिंग क्यों की, कब की, कितनी की तो बात की बात है, उनकी बात पर भरोसा करना मुश्किल है क्योंकि उनके बयान बदल रहे हैं।
तन्वी जी, मुझे आश्चर्य हो रहा है जिस दंगाई भीड़ ने मीडिया के कर्मियों को पीटा है, मीडिया की गाड़ियों को जलाया है, जिस तरीके से हिंसा आपने खुद दिखाया है अपने चैनल्स के ऊपर, पुलिस के पीछे ना खड़े होकर के उन दंगाइयों की बात अगर आज मीडिया कर रही है तो मुझे आश्चर्य होता है। निश्चित बात है पुलिस ब्रूटलिटी कभी नहीं होनी चाहिए, हम लोग सब सख्त इसके खिलाफ हैं।
रिवेंज के सेंटिमेंट से घिरी हुई नहीं हूं। I am not getting carried away with any sentiment of revenge that somebody burnt an OB van, so we must go after them with all our might. The law must be respected, the law must be upheld at every single point. I am reiterating, I am not questioning the police on every single incident. हमें नहीं पता, हम नहीं थे वहां पे, किसने गोली चलाई, कितनी गोलियां दूसरी साइड से चली, मैं उसमें सवाल पूछ ही नहीं रही हूं। मैं ये बोल रही हूं कि पुलिस का जो बयान आ रहा है वो वीडियो से मैच नहीं हो रहा। Mr. Azad has been wanting to make a point for a while. I must go to him. Go ahead, Mr. Yashovardhan Azad. Go ahead, please.
You know, I want to mention the fourth panelist who was talking about me and saying that this kind of vandalism which the police indulged in did not carry the sanction of the higher authorities. He joined issue with me, stating that no, this is the agenda of the CM, and that is why the police was acting like this. Whereupon he has virtually slurred all the IPS officers of the state, stating that it was their agenda to take revenge. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked that a man like him, with his pious words, who's talking about humanity, who's talking about human rights, doesn't think that any IPS officer can go and deal according to the law. In fact, Mr. Prakash Singh also mentioned that these rioters, when they took law into their own hands, when they vandalized public property, and when they fired at will, then Mr. Yadav's conscience wasn't stirred. He didn't mention anything. And he's teaching us how to do law and order management by restricting the number of arrests and questioning the police ability how to handle this with violence. I never knew that there is a kind of a Bible which tells you how to handle violent incidents. The principle is very, very clear that you try the approach of non-violence first, you do tear gassing, and ultimately when the violence gets out of hand, you have to resort to fire. But this kind of an attitude surprises me. I would have been very happy if the fourth panelist would have been very balanced on both sides and said that this kind of violence cannot be allowed. But because we are discussing a specific issue in which all the panelists have condemned the incident done by the police, but also with a rider that this will never carry the sanction of higher officers, whether it's the UP police or any other police in the world. Of course, there should be a judicial inquiry, but anyone vandalizing property, anyone attacking a law officer should be taken to the book and should be punished severely. And if a policeman has done it, he deserves more punishment. How can you disagree with this? This is the point I wanted to make.
Well, Mr. Yogendra Yadav wants to respond to you.
I think either my audio was not clear to my friend or something else. Number one, I was saying that the limited specific question was whether it enjoys any approval from the higher up or not. And I was mentioning the chief minister of the state. Maybe my friend did not hear me. The chief minister of the state has spoken about revenge, and this is not the first time he's spoken about it. Please do remember, I don't need to remind everyone, this is a state where I'm told in the last 2.5 years, 3,500 encounters have taken place. We are speaking of policing. It seems, and I'm certainly certain, there must have been some Bible. I trust Indian police must have some rules about how to deal with violence. I'm sure there is no Bible. In any case, if there is a Bible, at least I have not written. People like Mr. Prakash Singh must have written those things. But to my mind, as you correctly said, the way to deal with the crowd is first to deal with non-violence. What does the Uttar Pradesh police do? Uttar Pradesh administration, I think police is simply acting out the overall instructions. I think my friend did not hear the portion that I cited was an audio which is under circulation, which is by Superintendent of Police of Bijnor. Everyone says this is on television. The police can deny it. They can say, no, that's a fake thing, in which case, please take action against those who are circulating such a fake audio. If it is there, how does it amount to slurring all the IPS officers? You know, sometimes our little professional camaraderie gets over our logic. I'm saying the chief minister gives instructions. Chief minister gives a doctrine of revenge. The superintendent of police in one case is on record having endorsed that doctrine, saying this is what I've been instructed, this is what I'm going to do. And then on ground you see that happening. I cannot verify all the conditions, but in Meerut, I know for sure that tear gas shells were not used in any serious manner. Why not? I am reasonably sure no warning was given, and the rounds that were fired were not fired in air. I have seen the marks on walls, I have seen the marks on shutters, so I have some sense. I cannot be definitive. Unlike most Indians, I don't claim to be a forensic expert, but there are questions that need to be answered. Today we are discussing one part of it, other day when we were discussing Jamia violence, I had clearly said what I think about those violence. My only statement was the agitation against CAA is an agitation to save the constitution. Therefore, in a movement of that kind, there is no room for anything which is unconstitutional, illegal or violent. I don't need to repeat it every second minute or so. What we are discussing at this moment is one specific instance which to my mind is linked. Please tell me how is this not linked? Please tell me which law, which constitution allows the chief minister to say, go take revenge. I'm sure there must be a Bible. Please enlighten me about that Bible.
Yes, Mr. Azad, just one last response from you on this one, and then I must get back to the main focus that we had today. But yes, Yashovardhan Azad.
I'm not interested with this panelist's arguments, which when he talks about Mr. Amit Shah or the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister.
Right.
He said very clearly that he perhaps knows a little more about the law and order management than the police. He should also remember that your journalist only said that the Muzaffarpur Superintendent of Police is perhaps public-friendly one. So he couldn't have given the sanction for this kind of a violence which took place. And that is why I said that it does not carry the sanction of the higher authorities. And as far as the Bible he is referring to again and again, I said that in a particular context, that there is no Bible that a particular line of action has to be adopted for managing the law and order. That was my limited point. And my also limited point was he should have stuck to that incident in particular instead of giving comments on everything from the police to the UP police and the hierarchy and the politics of the entire
All right,
state,
and I just
which
may
is
I
not
just
germane
point
to
out,
the
and even for
argument
Mr.
at all.
Yogendra Yadav,
And
that
like
many
the camaraderie we have with the IPS officers, one last point,
yes,
his camaraderie with the people at large is also very well known. So it seems he's taking their side.
All right. I must point out, though, what Piyush said here, Mr. Yogendra Yadav, that
yes, I'm with the people. I agree.
The remark
Thank you.
Made by Yogi Adityanath was actually after some of these incidents took place. It's only now that we are finding out a lot about it, and the details of the videos are emerging now because there was such a information communication clamped down and internet shut down that a lot of this didn't make it to the news earlier. Adityanath's statement was made later than at least a couple of these incidents that we are talking about today. Now, one more time, if I can bring your attention back to what the police has been seeing doing, because we can go on and on debating about their action in the middle of a riot-like situation where the other side is equally violent, aggressive, pelting stones, firing, and in Uttar Pradesh we know how easy it is to access a country-made weapon and resort to that kind of firing. So I don't want to get into that debate today. Let there be a fair investigation. But what I do see and what does disturb me a lot more is when police starts to behave like this. Now, let's play out those visuals that we got from inside one of the homes in Muzaffarnagar. Look at those visuals. It's a room where this family had stocked all the merchandise that they would need for their daughter's wedding. There was a wedding coming up in the family, and they had stocked it up with all kinds of home appliances, gifts. There's also some amount of jewelry which was kept there. That room has been destroyed completely. Those appliances that were nicely packed and put in these cardboard wrappers and kept in one corner, completely destroyed. Who does this? What kind of police force can do this? Are those policemen in uniform entering people's homes? Is this their way of sending a message, bring about some fear in the minds of people, thinking that maybe then they won't resort to violence? I don't know. That's what needs to be investigated. But a voice that must be heard is of this girl, of this woman from this family that got terrorized that night. Take a look.
कौन लोग थे और क्या हुआ समय?
70-80 पुलिस वाले थे, बहुत ज़्यादा, और एकदम से सारी चीज़ तोड़ के, गेट तोड़ के, दीवार से कूद कूद के अंदर आए और ऊपर के भी सारे गेट ज़बरदस्ती तोड़वा के, तोड़ के ताले अंदर घुस गए। अंदर घुस के कुछ नहीं बताया कि क्या करना है, क्या चाहिए, सबको मारना शुरू कर दिया। इतना बजाया, सबके सबके बहुत ज़्यादा चोटें आई, और चाचा के भी इतना खून निकला था जब भी उन्होंने बजाना ही शुरू कर दिया था। छोटे भाई को उठा के लेके गए, वहाँ पे उसको बहुत बजाया।
आपके माथे पे चोट कैसे लगी है?
वो सबके हाथों में लोहे के लकड़ियों के डंडे थे, वो मेरे सिर पे लगा, तो अब्बा के भी उसी से ही बजा रहे थे। और छोटी बहनों के, वे तो इतनी डरी हुई है, वो घर आना भी नहीं चाहती। उनके भी बहुत ज़्यादा चोटें हैं। और यहाँ पे सब
आपकी शादी होने वाली है फरवरी में, घर में कई सालों से तैयारियां आपने देखी होंगी, सब कुछ तहस नहस हो चुका है।
जी, सब खत्म हो गया, कुछ नहीं बचा। इतने सालों से पापा अब्बा सब तैयारी कर रहे थे, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा, सब खत्म कर दिया, कुछ नहीं बचाया। जेवर उठा के ले गए, पैसे ले गए, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा उन्होंने, सारे चीज़ ले गए।
दिन में यहाँ पे जुलूस निकल रहा था, रात में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि पुलिस वाले घुस गए खत्म?
पता नहीं, दिन में तो रात तक तो सब थोड़ा सा लगा भी था कि सब शांत हो गया। रात को एकदम से जब लेटना शुरू करा, सड़कों पे भी अंधेरा हो चुका था, एकदम से पुलिस वाले इतने घुस गए कि हम किसी की मदद भी नहीं ले पाए।
Now, let's come back to what the police may be thinking. If they have the right level of training, if they follow the protocol. Mr. Prakash Singh, you know, of all the states in our country, Uttar Pradesh police perhaps is one of those that has the worst name and the worst reputation. You know, and often instances come out where their action, how they deal with the criminal crime situation is questioned. Is there a larger problem that we are looking at, that they're perhaps not used to a situation, a riot-like situation, and then junior local officials on ground are taking these kind of decisions?
आवाज कट बंद हो गई।
Mr. Prakash Singh, that question was to you if you heard it.
आवाज बंद हो गई। Definitely larger question when you are criticizing the UP police left, right and center. Okay, UP police do make mistakes, and in the present rioting which has taken place, I am prepared to believe and prepared to accept that they would have made mistakes, that they did things which they should not have. They should not have entered the premises like that. They should not have vandalized property like that. All that is conceded. But when you look at the larger picture of riots across the country, riots in a huge state like UP, I would say that on the whole, police have acted with great restraint. Because while on the one hand, there are pictures of police brutality or police excesses, there are also so many videos about policemen being on the defensive, policemen being thrown stones at, policemen being beaten up, one policeman in fact being lynched. All that is there. And then all this has to be seen in the larger picture.
Okay.
You see, there is a larger picture which is not very clear, mind you. There are so many assessments about the larger picture. One, for example, one statement by a responsible officer, I mean, the DGP himself said that there is perhaps a widespread conspiracy. Now, I do not know whether there was really a conspiracy or not. But when an officer of that standing says, I think this is a matter where he should be asked to explain, and we should know what the details of that conspiracy are. Another statement which I read, again coming from an officer of the state government, he said that the rioters were like fighting a guerrilla war. Now, if they were fighting a guerrilla war, obviously they must have come well prepared for it, and there must have been cadres of certain established organizations behind that. Now, what are those cadres? We have heard something about the Popular Front of India, which if their involvement and if their spread in UP is correct, I think this is a matter of very, very serious concern.
Yes.
And now coming to the police itself, because police seems to be the subject of your discussion today. You see, when you criticize the police, you are absolutely right in criticizing the police. There are so many occasions when I have myself expressed my frustration with the police behavior and conduct. But while you do that, please take into account What is the shortage of manpower in UP?
Yes.
What is the riot gear given to them? Have you seen the riot gear with the Hong Kong police wears?
Yes.
Would you like to compare that with the riot gear of UP police?
I've also seen
I mean,
some
they are
weapons
very
that don't
so
seem to
poorly
be in a
equipped
functional
in a riot
state.
situation. You are yes, and then did they have adequate number of tear gas? Were rubber bullets given to them? You see, the very inadequate riot equipment is there.
Correct.
Now, coming to another question. All right, even if you have the equipment, do you spare your men for training? There is nothing like training in UP police. You see, every individual is supposed to undergo a 1 month's training every year. Now that training has completely stopped, and for I think more than a decade, there has been no training of UP policemen. Now when you don't train your policemen, this is what you are going to see. This is what you are going to face. You don't give them the manpower, you don't give them the forensic support, you don't give them the anti-riot equipment, you don't put them through training, you don't give them leave, you make them you subject them to overwork, and then you expect them to be absolutely perfect when dealing with the situation. Now that perfection will never happen.
Yes.
On the contrary, we'll see so many imperfections that our attention would get diverted from the larger picture, and we'll start talking about police atrocity here.
No, but you know what,
Just
Mr. Prakash Singh, I completely agree with you, which is why I think it's also essential to highlight these instances and to make the point that you're making, because that's where you ask the government of what are they doing about the police reforms. Yes, please, go ahead, finish your point. Yes, yes.
Just half a point. Recently, one terrorist was gunned down in London. You would have seen, did you see the videos of that?
Yeah.
That terrorist was killed it was a cold-blooded killing by the British police. That terrorist had been overpowered by civilians. One policeman goes, he pulls away the civilian. Now the terrorist is lying on the ground. The British policeman takes his weapon, shoots him. It was a cold-blooded killing. But not one murmur anywhere in UK about this killing. No human rights voices. Amnesty International keeps quiet. Why? Because they feel that in a certain situation, you have to give a certain latitude to policemen. Here, in Indian conditions, that policeman would have been behind jail today. So, I mean, I'm not, mind you, I'm not saying, I'm not at all justifying police misconduct.
I disagree with you.
Of the kind that you have.
There have been far worse instances of police brutality that have emerged, and in none of those cases have the policemen ended up behind bars. Mr. Prakash Singh, as much as I am with you on the lack of reforms for policemen, lack of funding, in fact, data itself suggests that only 1% gets spent annually on police training. 1% of their funds. So yeah, while I'm with you on that, I don't think policemen in our country also end up behind bars for the worst of the crimes that they are caught doing and allegations are made against them. But let me take the first point that you made, well, and I want to take it across to...
Just to correct you, there are more... Police is the only department where they get maximum punishment and the largest number of punished. You can have data
you and
on
I,
this.
sir, will have that debate another day for sure. For sure, we will have that debate another day. But Piyush, if I can come to you, and then I will take that point across to Alok Avasthi ji also. Fact of the matter is, Piyush, that now we are being told that there is an outsider's hand, that this was a larger pre-planned conspiracy, that people from Malda to Bangladesh and elsewhere, a few other, extreme Muslim organizations are involved, and they all came to Uttar Pradesh and did this. Now, I fail to understand that a police force that dealt with the Ayodhya verdict with such great expertise, and not one incident took place, nothing happened, absolute peace and calm. How did they fail to, pick up on this intel? How did they fail to prepare themselves better?
Tanvi, one pattern that I've noticed in UP police is that in the wake of any big incident in the state, the investigation runs like a headless chicken. Some senior officer would be saying something, the other senior official would be saying something very contradictory, and you will not be able to connect the dots as to what is actually happening. So, Vikram Singh sir rightly pointed out that DGP said that there is a certain conspiracy behind it. He left that statement there itself. Now, how do you explain what is the conspiracy? People want to know if there is a certain conspiracy of some foreign hand or some domestic or foreign hand. Obviously, people who are getting affected by it, who are suffering, they should know about it. But obviously, now if there was somebody from Malda or somebody from Jharkhand or somebody from Rajasthan plotting this, what was the intelligence doing here? What was the UP police intelligence doing? They have had inputs in past about something going down, or something might happen in future. But where was the intelligence here? They should have at least responded to that. We obviously everything taken, in most of the occasions, they have just left that statement open ended.
टेक दैट पॉइंट अक्रॉस टू आलोक अवस्थी जी। आलोक जी, ये बताइए कि इतनी बड़ी कंस्पिरेसी हो गई, ये दंगाई आए, इतना दंगा हो गया, 20 लोग मर गए, 50 पुलिस वाले जख्मी हो गए, 1000 लोग अभी कस्टडी में है, ये सडनली कैसे हो गया, पता कैसे नहीं चला यूपी पुलिस को?
देखिए, पुलिस के पास इनपुट्स थे, उन्होंने अपने इंतजाम किए थे, लेकिन जिस तरीके से बाहर से भी लोग आए, पीएफआई के काफ़ी लोगों को पकड़ा गया है, बांग्लादेश के भी कुछ लोगों को पकड़ा गया है, मालदा से भी, बंगाल से भी लोग आए, दिल्ली से भी लोग गए, ऐसा नहीं है। ये पूरा तरीके से षड्यंत्र सुनियोजित रूप से किया गया है। गीले कपड़े, गीले कंबल लेकर के लोग चल रहे थे, उन्होंने जो है टीयर गैसेस को जो है उसको कंबल से ढक करके उसको जो है न्यूट्रलाइज किया है। लेकिन पुलिस ने जो किया है, मैंने फिर कहता हूं आपसे, पुलिस ने बहुत संयम का परिचय दिया है। पुलिस अगर उस दिन संयम का परिचय नहीं देती तो ये मरने वालों की संख्या बहुत ज्यादा हो सकती थी, और पुलिस अगर इनएक्टिव रहती तो पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी और जनता को मरने की बहुत आशंका थी, क्योंकि ये दंगाई बिल्कुल भी काबू में नहीं थे। साथ साथ मैं योगेंद्र यादव जी की बात का भी जवाब देना चाहता हूं। योगेंद्र जी, आपको याद होगा कि आप टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग में वहां जेएनयू में भी शामिल हुए थे। देश को तोड़ने वालों के साथ तो आप खड़े होते हैं, लेकिन जो देश को जोड़ने वाले लोग हैं, जो देश की लोग रक्षा कर रहे हैं, उनके खिलाफ आप क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री को आप झूठा बोलते हैं, वहां राहुल गांधी झूठ बोल करके सुप्रीम कोर्ट में माफी मांगते हैं। आपके जो पुराने साथी थे अरविंद केजरीवाल झूठ बोल करके माफी मांगते हैं, उनकी कहीं पर भी आपको शर्मिंदगी नहीं होती है। सीधे सीधे आप सिर्फ लहरें गिनने वाला काम कर रहे हैं। आप और आपके साथी जो हैं, जिनको कई लोगों को उनमें से अर्बन नक्सल्स का भी तमगा दिया गया है, जो आपके साथ के लोग तमाम जो है लोग भड़काने का काम कर रहे हैं, ये बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं है, उचित नहीं है। राजनीति करिए, लेकिन देश को गुमराह करके राजनीति मत करिए। राजनीति करने का, लोकतंत्र में आपको अपना प्रदर्शन करने का भी अधिकार है, लेकिन गुमराह करने का, आप अभी भी सीएए को जो है कह रहे हैं देश विरोधी है। मुझे हैरानी होती है आपकी इस नियत पे। और आपने कहा कि उत्तर प्रदेश की पुलिस में 3100 इनकाउंटर्स हुए हैं, आपकी गलत सूचना है। 5000 से ऊपर इनकाउंटर्स हुए, क्रैकडाउन ऑपरेशंस हुए हैं।
फिर भी इतने क्रिमिनल्स बाहर सड़क पे आ गए, और इतनी फिर भी अभी 500 गन्स मिली, कंट्री मेड गन्स मिली, और हजारों लोगों को अभी आपको अंदर डालना पड़ रहा है। आलोक अवस्थी जी, योगेंद्र जी हैं नहीं यहाँ पे, और आपको भी पता है कि हमारे चैनल पे ये जो लेबल्स हैं, अर्बन नक्सल या टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग जैसे, ये चलते नहीं, किसी को समझते नहीं। लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की बात करते हैं। अभी जो लिस्ट है, मेरठ, बिजनौर, सहारनपुर, आगरा, संभल, गाजियाबाद, सीतापुर, बुलंदशहर, इन सब जगह पे इंटरनेट बंद है। पिछले 10 दिन से इंटरनेट बंद है। थोड़ी बीच में रिलीफ मिली थी, वापस से ऐसी सिचुएशन हो गई है। मुझे ये बताएं, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर रिस्टोर करने के लिए अब योगी आदित्यनाथ की सरकार क्या कर रही है?
देखिए, हमने पीस कमिटीज को एक्टिव किया है। हर थाने पे मीटिंग्स हो रही हैं, तमाम मुस्लिम्स के बड़े नेता और समाज के नेताओं को इकट्ठे करके बातचीत हो रही है। समाज के साथ लोगों को बैठा जा रहा है, समझाया जा रहा है। मस्जिदों में पैम्फलेट बंटवाए जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि कल जुमे का दिन है। आपको मालूम है कि सारे मुस्लिम जुमे की नमाज एक साथ पढ़ते हैं, और उनको उस समय बहकाना आसान होता है। आपने पिछली बार देखा होगा फ्राइडे के दिन ही कितनी बड़ी हिंसा हुई है। इसलिए मेरा आपके चैनल के माध्यम से भी ये कहना है कि सरकार किसी भी धर्म विशेष के, जाति विशेष के खिलाफ नहीं है। हम बाहर से आने वाले शरणार्थी भाई जो कि आपके पड़ोस में फंस गए थे आज़ादी के समय पे, उनको हम संरक्षण देने की बात कर रहे हैं। हम यहाँ से देश में किसी को निकालने की बात नहीं कर रहे। हम देश के किसी नागरिक पर सवाल नहीं उठा रहे हैं। इसलिए गुमराह होने का प्रयास मत करिए। नेता अपनी नेतागिरी करके चले जाएंगे और भुगतना आपको और हमको पड़ेगा। इसलिए मेरा साफ साफ निवेदन है।
और ये लोग जिनके घर में पुलिस ने घुस के उनकी
देखिए कि क्या सरकार ने किया है।
और उस लड़की का क्या, वो उस फैमिली का क्या, जिनके घर में पुलिस ने घुस के तोड़फोड़ मचाई, उनकी ज्वेलरी ले गए, जिस लड़की की शादी होने वाली थी 1 महीने बाद, ऐसी फैमिलीज का क्या, उन पुलिस वालों के अगेंस्ट क्या एक्शन लेंगे?
देखिए, इस बात की जानकारी मिली है, जांच कर रहे हैं हम। अगर इसमें उनकी बात सत्य पाई जाएगी तो निश्चित रूप से कड़ा से कड़ी कार्रवाई की जाएगी। हमारी सरकार ने कई पुलिसकर्मियों को रिटायर भी किया जबरन, कई लोगों को गिरफ्तार करके जेल में भी डाला है। हमने पुलिस को भी नहीं छोड़ा है। जो करप्ट पुलिस वाले थे, जो आपराधिक प्रवृत्ति के पुलिस वाले थे, उनको सस्पेंड करके जेल में भी डाला है। सरकार किसी से मुरवत नहीं करेगी। हम जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति पे काम कर रहे हैं प्रदेश के अंदर। भ्रष्टाचार और अपराध करने वाले कहीं बचेंगे नहीं, आप निश्चित मानिए। अगर वहाँ पे ये घटना हुई है और जो उनका कहना है सत्य पाया जाएगा तो निश्चित रूप से कड़े से कड़ी कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Mohit Bhatt, our correspondent who was in Kanpur all day long, is joining us on the phone line. Mohit, what did you see today? You spoke to a lot of people over there. What's the latest you've got for us?
Well, you see, I went to Kanpur and I went to the places and the families of all the 3 people who have died, and their families have said that yes, they died in police firing and they did not go for any protest. Instead, they were doing their usual chores and also they went out for the work, and when they were coming back, they were shot by the police. Now, police to which is saying that nobody died in police firing, and the victims, all who died, they died with a .32 bore cartridge, and .32 bore cartridge is not being used by the police. And the police also said that they did not fire at the protesters, and also they said that they resorted to lathi charge and they used force when they saw that the stones are being pelted on them, and they blocked the mob, blocked the traffic. But you see, various videos have come up in which policemen are clearly seen firing at the protesters. They are not aiming. Rather, they are not firing in the air. They are aiming at the protesters and they are firing. So yes, UP police has a lot to answer, and these families, which we have specifically met, they have clearly said that their sons died, their brothers died in police firing, and they did not go for any protest. But as of now, the police is saying that nobody died in police firing, and this a magisterial probe also has been ordered in this case where 3 people have died. So yes, as of now, UP police has to answer some very serious questions, and there are also videos coming up which clearly shows that the UP police, specifically in Kanpur, is firing at the protesters.
Yes, there is one visual where it is visible. The video now is not played it out because we don't know before and after what was the situation, if they were firing back after they were attacked, if the firing that took place actually ended up resulting in injuring anyone. But a lot has to be answered and a lot more investigation has to be done. I'm going to thank all of our panelists, and thanks Mohit as well for joining us. All of Mohit's detailed reports will be brought to you very soon. A riot-like situation is very difficult to judge from outside. It's very difficult for us to judge sitting here in studios, and so we will not do it. And so this is not a case where we are going to go after the UP police, questioning them on brutality or excessive force use until it gets extremely apparent and obvious from the evidence that we get, from the evidence that we dig out. But what is clear are these sets of visuals where you can see men in uniform destroying the CCTVs, disconnecting, plugging out, vandalizing the CCTVs. Think about it. In Muzaffar-Nagar, at a sensitive time where unrest and violence is unfolding, why would any police personnel disconnect, destroy, vandalize CCTVs? This is essential evidence they would need to track down criminals. This is what they would use to identify rioters, to put their faces up on posters, to go after them, to arrest them. Why would they want this destroyed? Connect that to the ground reports we got for you, where the families are telling us that in the thick of the night, policemen, along with some in civil clothes, entered their home, destroyed property, beat up the family members, took away a 14-year-old or a minor young boy, made him pose with a gun. These are the versions of residents emerging from Muzaffar-Nagar. This begs for a fair investigation into what went down and some accountability from the Uttar Pradesh police. Yes, you must deal very strongly in a riot situation with the rioters who resort to violence. But is that what happened inside this house? That must be explained to us. Thank you so much for joining us on this special broadcast. Let's put the spotlight on Jammu and Kashmir and the impact of the clampdown that's had on the valley. Kashmir's Chamber of Commerce and Industries has released a report that claims that Kashmiri trade sector faced a loss of 17,878 crore following the abrogation of Article 370. This loss was over a period of 120 days between August 5th and December 3rd. The report also says that following the shutdown in communication and transport, tourism, trade and horticulture sectors were severely impacted. The trade body has also appealed to the central government now to lift the shutdown on the internet.
दो मेथड्स हमने अप्लाई किए लॉस असेसमेंट के. एक साइंटिफिक मेथड है बेस्ड ऑन स्टैटिस्टिक्स जो हैं, ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट है, इकोनॉमिक सर्वेज हैं, उसके बेसिस पे जो फिगर हमने अराइव किया दैट इज़ 17,878 करोड़. और जो दूसरा एक्चुअल असेसमेंट हमने किया जो स्टेक होल्डर्स से मिले हम, जो जैसे होटल ओनर्स हैं, एसोसिएशंस हैं, हाउस बोट्स हैं, ट्रांसपोर्टर्स हैं, आईटी सेक्टर हो गया, हॉर्टिकल्चर हो गया, उनसे मिलके सारा डिटेल्स लेके उस हिसाब से जो असेसमेंट हमने की है. और ये मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि एक बहुत ही कंजर्वेटिव असेसमेंट है, क्योंकि इवन जो एसोसिएशंस ने हमें फिगर दिए, हमने कई जगह जहाँ हमें महसूस हुआ वहाँ हमने उसको रिड्यूस किया ताकि एक फेयर और रीजनेबल अमाउंट आए. तो उसमें हमें 14,296 करोड़ उस हिसाब से आया है.
The report also claims a job loss of about 5 lakhs. 4.96 lakh jobs were lost during this period. Kashmir's Chamber of Commerce and Industries believes that this could severely impact the economy as Kashmiris are employed in a large way in the unorganized sector.
हमारी असेसमेंट के हिसाब से तकरीबन 4,96,000 जॉब्स लूज़ हुए हैं, जिसमें वर्क डेज भी हैं, जॉब लॉसेस, क्योंकि यहाँ सारा ऑर्गेनाइज एक इकॉनमी नहीं है. इसमें मेजर सेक्टर्स ऐसे भी हैं जो अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड हैं, जैसे आप हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स को लीजिए, बाकी चीज़ है जहाँ के असेसमेंट करना मुश्किल है, बट हमने फिर भी कोशिश की.
Several e-commerce sites and traders revealed that the shutdown in communication has impacted their livelihood. Obviously, while traders are receiving orders, they are unable to deliver on those goods.
4 months we have not been able to ship a single order. For the first month we had to cancel more than 3,500 orders. Some orders which were already shipped had to be returned back from the local facility here through Ecom Express and DHL because they were not able to ship them outside the state. Other than that, we had to take down our website from September 1st because we were receiving orders and we were not able to respond to the customers due to the internet blockage.
हमारा जो टूरिज्म सेक्टर भी है ये तो हमारा 6 मंथ्स यहाँ पे होता है. शादियों का सीज़न था वो भी बंद हो चुका है. जितने भी हमारे सोर्स थे बिज़नेस करने के वो हमारा 6 मंथ्स का होता है यहाँ पे कश्मीर में. तो अब तो कोई चांस ही नहीं है वो वापस रिकवर करने का.
अब हमें नए जॉब को लेने के लिए अब नई सैलरी स्केल देखनी है, जिसमें अगर हमने स्टार्टिंग में वहाँ 10,000 की सैलरी पे या 15,000 या 20,000 की सैलरी स्केल बना के हमने 30,000 तक ले ली थी. अब हमें दूसरी कंपनी में जाके वही सैलरी फिर से स्टार्ट करके फिर से कंपनी में जॉब करके वो सैलरी स्टार्ट करनी है.
Farid joins me on the phone line. Farid, you've got a series and set of reactions from different sectors on the way their livelihood and their business has been impacted. Has there been any response from the government and the authorities on what can be done to fix this now?
Well, Tanvi, it seems that the government has forgotten Kashmir. It's in deep winter freeze. The government seat is in Jammu. So everything has been forgotten. It seems that they're still buying time, that they're still not sure of the repercussions if they bring complete normalcy. When I say complete normalcy, I'm talking of internet, which still remains completely snapped. Mobile internet is a far off cry. I'm talking of even broadband, landline services, which have not been restored. So it clearly seems that government somewhere thinks that still it's the time is not conducive and they need to wait more. But as you heard, these people, they were from cross-section, from the trade body to tourism to startups, e-commerce startups, and they're absolutely devastated because from the last 4 months, they have not been able to do their business, and from restrictions to internet shutdown to communication blackout, it has hit them severely. And these staggering figures, 17,000 crores is an estimate of the KCCI, which is a premier trade body of the Kashmir Valley. They say that 17,000 crores they have cross-section. They have visited almost every person associated with different trade, and they say that they have come to this conclusion that's close to 17,000 crores. And then you also have job losses to the tune of close to 5 lakh job losses in a small place like Kashmir. Now, this really is something that is shocking. And since, Tanvi, it was a government-enforced clampdown. Now, it was not something initiated by the people. There were no protests. So the government abrogated Article 370 and then brought this clampdown. So the onus is on the government to come in and compensate and try to really bring back some semblance of normalcy as far as trade, commerce, jobs are concerned, and also as far as internet is concerned, because still, even after 4.5 months, internet remains snapped, and most of these people cannot do their job because their jobs and their trade depends a lot on internet as far as continuing their work is concerned. So that is something that is still missing, and that's something that is their foremost demand as of now. First, internet.
So,
and then some
very quickly, if you can also take us through the main sectors which have been badly impacted, and how are people making their ends meet if their livelihood gets impacted so badly and has been impacted so badly in the past 3 months?
That's the big question. I mean, it's very difficult to comprehend how people are making their ends meet, because you have so many youngsters, youth who are associated with e-commerce, with trade that was more linked with internet, and that has been snapped. So that they've in a jiffy they've lost their jobs. Then you have traders. I mean, you talk of any sphere of activity other than garment sector, people are suffering the most. And right now, since it's winters, most of these people have moved out of Kashmir to see whether they can get some jobs outside. Many of them have associated themselves with handicrafts business, with Kashmiri handicrafts, and moved out of Kashmir Valley to various other places so that at least they can earn something during these winters to sustain it during summer. So it is really a very tough situation. I know certain people who had started these, in fact, e-commerce startups, including Kashmir Box. So they have completely wind up their business, and they have also moved out. Some of them have moved even to Dubai and other places for jobs. So that really is the situation right now. It's very tough, and we'll really have to wait and see for how long can government really keep this freeze on as far as communication, at least internet is concerned.
Right.
The situation, on the other hand, they say is normal, but then steps are not being taken which really would bring normalcy as far as businesses, economy, trade and jobs are concerned.
Yes, absolutely. Mir Fari, thank you so much for bringing us this report. Well, the Indian Met Department has sent out an alert of a severe cold wave in North India. Several states like Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and North Rajasthan have already witnessed a thick fog over the past few days. In Himachal Pradesh, thunder showers are now expected in certain areas. In fact, the national capital is gripped by the cold wave. According to the Met Department, the temperature is expected to drop even lower, up to 4 degrees Celsius. Since December 16, Delhi has already witnessed some of the coldest days since 2003. Large number of people have started flocking to the shelter homes to protect themselves from the harsh weather conditions, especially in the night. And from Delhi, let's turn attention to Uttar Pradesh, where in Agra, the city has been wrapped under a thick sheet of fog. This is obviously having adverse effects on the health of the locals. The speed of vehicles have decreased due to the low visibility, highly affecting normal life in the city. People can also be seen lighting bonfires to keep themselves warm.
कोहरा इतना हो गया है कि घर से निकलना भी बड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा है। और सबसे ज़्यादा दिक्कत जो हो रही है वो बाइक वालों को हो रही है, कार वालों को इतनी दिक्कत नहीं हो रही है। कितने भी कपड़े पहन लो, बाइक पर उतनी और ज़्यादा सर्दी लग रही है। ठंड बहुत है आज, काफ़ी ठंड है, कोहरा भी तेज है, कल रात से ठंड ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है और ज़्यादा।
कभी बंधी हुई है, घर से निकलना दूर हो रहा है। ऐसे हर वक्त जुकाम खांसी बनी रहती है ऐसे। और ईश्वर से यही प्रार्थना है कि जल्द से जल्द कोहरा हटे, हम लोगों की बुजुर्गों की जान बचे।
तो गाड़ी जो हम 40 की या 50 की स्पीड में चलाते थे, यहाँ 10 या 15 की स्पीड में चलानी पड़ रही है जो है। और घर से बुजुर्ग जो लोग सुबह सुबह टहलने के लिए, वॉकिंग के लिए निकलते थे, वो बीमार पड़ रहे हैं, इसलिए वो जो है घर से निकल नहीं पा रहे हैं। इस वजह से जो है बहुत काफी ठंड है इस समय जो है।
Moving on, Mumbai police arrested 2 more accused who were allegedly involved in shooting Shiv Sena leader Shekhar Jadhav on December 24th in the Vikhroli area of Mumbai. The 2 men were arrested after police questioned the shooter. Mumbai police sources claim that it seems to be a case of gang war and that the shooting was ordered by a Singapore-based gangster, Prasad Pujari. The incident took place on 19 December when 2 bike-borne men reached the Sena leader's office in Mumbai. They waited for the Sena leader and even did a recce of the whole place. When Jadhav arrived, they entered his office and then shot him. The shooter was then nabbed and thrashed by the people of that area.
Let me start with what happened on 19th of December that morning in Mumbai's Vikhroli area when Shiv Sena leader Shakha Pramukh Shekhar Jadhav was shot by these shooters. So on 19th of December early morning in Mumbai's Vikhroli area near Godrej Signal, Shekhar Jadhav's office is there in a Sai Baba temple. So these 2 people on a bike, one the shooter and one the rider, they come into that area and they started looking for Shekhar Jadhav. In fact, they went near the temple in which the office of Shekhar Jadhav is also there, and they asked one person about whether Shekhar Jadhav has come to his office or not. When they were told that he's yet to arrive, they took 2 more rounds of the same area and they came back after a few minutes, and then one person who was sitting on the bike, he got off the bike and he was the shooter. He started looking into the window of Shekhar Jadhav's office, and then he realized that this was Shekhar Jadhav who was sitting in the office. So the shooter goes inside the temple and then in the office, and then he can be seen in the CCTV footage on the screen that how he shot Shekhar Jadhav. The moment he, because at that time in the office, son of Shekhar Jadhav was also present. There were people in temple as well. So the moment he fired 1 round and then he tried to run away. But by the time he was nabbed by the crowd there, he fired 3 more rounds which injured Jadhav. In fact, as far as Jadhav is concerned, he's still in hospital. One of the bullet actually touched the arm of Jadhav's son as well, but that he sustained minor injuries. But the shooter himself was nabbed by the crowd and he was brutally assaulted by the people there. And by the time police came, his condition was absolutely critical, and then he was taken to the hospital and hospitalized. And once he gained consciousness, then Mumbai police started questioning him.
Moving on to the other big story of today, Army Chief General Bipin Rawat slammed the violent protests that took place over the amended Citizenship Act. Speaking at an event, General Bipin Rawat said that the way students are leading violent protests and carrying out arson across the country is not appropriate.
Even amongst the crowd you find leaders emerge. But leaders are those who lead people in the right direction. Leaders are not those who lead people in inappropriate directions. As we are witnessing in a large number of university and college students, the way they are leading masses of crowds to carry out arson and violence in our cities and towns. This is not leadership.
Opposition, of course, slammed the army chief for his comment on the anti-citizenship protest. CPI leader Sitaram Yechuri has tweeted saying that General Rawat should apologize for making such a remark. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi alleged that army chief's remarks undermine the Modi government. Meanwhile, of course, the centre has backed his stand.
रावत जी जो हमारे आर्मी के चीफ है, उनका जो बयान है सही है कि जो लीडर होते हैं उन्होंने मतलब अपने साथ जो लोग हैं उनको हिंसा की दिशा से नहीं ले जाना चाहिए। बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर जी हो, महात्मा गांधी जी हो, ऐसे कई नेताओं ने शांति का संदेश दे दिया था। और अगर आंदोलन भी करना है, अपनी भावना व्यक्त करनी है, तो शांति के मार्ग से, लोकतंत्र के मार्ग से अपनी भावना व्यक्त करने का हर एक अधिकार है। लेकिन अपने साथ जो मॉब आया है उनको गलत दिशा से नहीं ले जाना चाहिए और हिंसात्मक घटनाएं नहीं करनी चाहिए, सरकारी प्रॉपर्टी का नुकसान नहीं करना चाहिए।
आर्मी चीफ ने वो बात जो भी कही है वो कहकर मोदी गवर्नमेंट को अंडरमाइन कर रहे हैं, उनकी सरकार को अंडरमाइन कर रहे हैं। अगर आर्मी चीफ ने जो बात कही है वो सच है तो मैं सरकार से पूछना चाहता हूं कि हमारे वजीर आज़म प्रधानमंत्री अपने वेबसाइट पर लिखते हैं कि वो इमरजेंसी के दौर में उन्होंने एज ए स्टूडेंट हिस्सा लिया था, तो फिर जब इमरजेंसी के दौर में जब स्टूडेंट ने हिस्सा लिया था तो अगर वो भी गलत, अगर ये इनके बयान वो भी गलत है, फिर जेपी ने, जयप्रकाश नारायण ने कहा था कि आइए, इमरजेंसी में स्टूडेंट कहा था कि आइए इंदिरा गांधी के इमरजेंसी के खिलाफ एहतजाज करिए, ये भी बताना पड़ेगा सरकार को।
Bollywood actors including Swara Bhaskar, Anurag Kashyap, Konkana Sen and several others have written to Prime Minister Modi on the violence in Uttar Pradesh over Citizenship Act. Actors allege that the fundamental rights to life and liberty, free speech, free movement and association are also under great jeopardy in the state. Actors have condemned the killings, attack on unarmed citizens and detention. Ayushman, in fact, is joining me on the phone line with more. Ayushman, what does this set of Bollywood have to say to the Prime Minister?
Well, Tanvi, in this letter by 9 actors from Bollywood, they have written a letter in which they have clearly said that they do not endorse any form of violence and vandalism, much less than any damage to the public property. But they also point to the fact that 18 deaths in UP, and mostly due to the bullet injuries, is a reason to believe that the standard operating procedure in this matter, while people who are protesting were not followed, and that is why the quantum of casualties have been so much. At the same time, they have urged the Indian courts to take a suo motu cognizance what has ensued in UP, and they have requested for a judicial inquiry in this matter, and have also said that protest against CAA is a fundamental right and that people should be allowed to protest in this matter.
All right, Ayushman, thanks so much for joining us with that update. Now let's put the spotlight on Air India, India's public airline that is buried under debt, waiting to be sold to a private owner, but that's not happening. So as Air India stares at bankruptcy, it has decided to not issue tickets to a few of the government agencies anymore on credit, till the amount that is due to the airline is actually cleared by these government agencies. In simpler words, there are government agencies that owe Air India over 200 crore rupees, and they haven't done so far. So Air India says no more tickets for you on credit. In fact, the amount that these agencies owe is actually about 268 crore rupees. The government agencies that will now have to pay to get their tickets for Air India flights include the CBI, the Intelligence Bureau, Enforcement Directorate, Custom Commissioners, Controller of the Defense Accounts, and the Border Security Forces. So while in the recent past there have been statements made by the government that they will ensure that all the pending dues are fully delivered on, it has not happened, and Air India, that is buried under thousands of crores of debt, is now saying that no more credit line for government agencies until you pay our money. Moving on, it's a celestial delight for the enthusiasts across the globe today. The decade's last solar eclipse occurring today, and people in various parts came out earlier in the day to watch the celestial activity. Ring of fire due to the solar eclipse was visible in Dubai. A partial solar eclipse was visible in our country. Mirror Now was continuously bringing you pictures of the solar eclipse from across the world wherever it was visible.
Annular solar eclipse, the last for this decade, has unfolded in Chennai, and in fact the people in Chennai have to wait for another 11 years if they need to see this. But here around 8:09 a.m. it started, 9:32 around that time it peaked, 84% of the sun was blocked by the moon, and later slowly it is once again turning into normal. We saw a lot of people thronged around Birla Planetarium to see what exactly is happening. In fact, that telescope is showing a direct reflection as to what is happening, how the moon is blocking the light from the sun, and that's how it causing an annular solar eclipse. And very interesting phenomena. A lot of people around this place came over. They were also interested to find something called a pinhole effect, where what happens is that when you hold a sheet of paper and the hole in that sheet of paper, when it falls on the ground, it shows a crescent kind of a shape. Instead of it should be either circular or square, but it turned into a crescent. That's called the pinhole effect. That was also explained over here. Hundreds of people thronged to the spot. They were all given proper equipment, solar filter, goggles, or like welding machines to make sure that their eyes will not be hurt in any way. That's the way solar eclipse was spent by enthusiasts, so those who are interested in space and like solar objects. They came over here, and we could say they celebrated solar eclipse.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is one of the most followed leaders across the globe, and that's indeed for a reason. This time, Prime Minister's humor has won the Twitterati and has got the social media all fired up with the coolest PM as one of those phrases that was trending on Twitter. Why, you ask? It's because he responded to a tweet saying memes about him are welcome. The Twitter user had actually put up a picture of Prime Minister looking at the solar eclipse and said, well, this picture for sure is going to become a popular meme. The picture in concern was put out by Prime Minister himself, actually, enthusiastically tracking the solar eclipse. And when he saw this Twitter handle say that it's time for all the memes to emerge, he actually responded and saying, well, I'm waiting and I welcome more memes on this topic, leading to a big trend called the coolest PM. With that, is a wrap on this edition of the Urban Debate. Let's